Hey guys, today we're going to answer that proverbial question that most car guys and car gals have had. Let's say you have $45,000 and you're looking to buy a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive car. Should you buy a new vehicle or should you buy maybe a more expensive but now depreciated older vehicle? So we brought 3 cars to our favorite trail that all cost $45,000. Andre, what'd you bring?
I brought the brand new Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition, an off-roader.
And how much did that cost?
$45,000, just a little bit more.
Now, I brought a 2017 Range Rover long wheelbase that we just purchased for long-term review, which cost a little bit over $45,000. And Nathan, what'd you bring?
Why the hell am I even here?
What'd you bring?
I brought a Toyota Corolla Cross. It's a hybrid, and it's the only vehicle we had in the studio that had all-wheel drive. And you guys said, oh, go ahead and bring it, and it's $36,000.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so today we're going to answer the question. Let's say you have $45,000 and you don't want to spend all of it, but you want a four-wheel drive car.
You guys are screwed up, man.
So let's do this. We're going to go up to Ironclads, and this first part is very difficult. So seeing that you've got the cheapest car here, Nathan, you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
All right, you go first, because I don't think you're going to make it up the first part.
Before you guys get angry, understand this. All 3 of these are crossovers. They are. This is a crossover. Is there a solid axle? No, there's not. 4-wheel independent suspension. It doesn't have a frame underneath. No, just like this. In fact, they're so much alike, it's hard for Andre to tell the difference, except for the fact that he's like, oh, well, the color is the same as my pickup. As such, it must be off-road capable. Sorry, it's the best I can do. It has 8 inches of ground clearance. It's a hybrid that puts out less than 200 horsepower, just over 200 pound-feet of torque, that's combined. It does get really good mileage, 42 mpg, has a CVT, a continuously variable transmission, ideal for off-roading, and it has an approach angle that's just a little bit better than most Ferraris. So, in terms of its off-road capability, not exactly ideal. It does have half a skid plate underneath, which is mostly used for collecting bugs. But I will say this actually drives better than the original one that I drove, which had a regular engine.
Hey Nathan, why don't you go inside and show them your off-road mode?
There is no off-road mode. I have a sport mode. I'm leaving it in sport mode.
Well, there's an econ mode.
There's an econ mode and there's a normal mode. There's not even a snow mode, okay? But I do have Goodyear tires. Yes, they're not off-road tires, but they're Goodyear tires. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, it doesn't do that. Okay, so this is how you select your modes. Okay, so I'm in sport mode now. I'm guessing that sport mode is probably my best option because it'll let me rev a little bit more, maybe. Then there's normal and eco. No, I'm not going to be in eco mode off-road. There are a couple other things. I could put it in EV mode, but what that basically does, it gives me a very, very short range. It's a tiny little lithium-ion battery in this vehicle, and it's not going to give me all-wheel drive. It's just going to power the rear wheels because that's where the power goes. See, there's no drive shaft in this thing. So electrically powered rear end, meaning that if I go to EV mode, I'm only pushing the car along using the battery and the EV motor. Not a great idea. If I go really fast, maybe I can make the first. It's surprisingly steep.
All right, Andre, we got the POV cam.
Yeah, what's going to happen, Roman?
I think he's not going to make it up this part.
Well, it actually got rutted out this season by water, rains, everything.
I mean, this approach, let's call it the gatekeeper, is really hard.
The Corolla Cross essentially is a Toyota Corolla crossover. It's exactly what it is. They've used a lot of the parts from the Corolla, and they've sort of taken, I kind of think of it as a Corolla wagon.
Can you read me?
Big Papa here.
I would use the Nathan method on this. You may lose more than just your dignity.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt the little thing. I'll try to take it easy. Look, I'm in sport mode. That's all I got, and I'll just see what that does.
Yeah, you may lose like a chinny chin chin, which is never fun. And I don't want to call Toyota and say sorry, but come on, give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
I think it's going to be amazing. He's got, well, decent tires, not the best off-road tires, of course.
Goodyear Assurance.
Goodyear Assurance Finesse.
Let's see if they think I finesse it up the hill.
Well, Nathan is not known for finesse, is
No,
he?
he's not. No, he's already about to hit a rock. And here he comes.
He's all right.
So far he's all right. So far so good. This is where it's going to get a little ugly.
Do you want to spot him? Oops. Wait, let's come down.
That's what happens when you have open diffs, Andre.
So the rear end does understand loss, but not in a wonderful way.
Wow, it's doing it.
It's doing it.
And it figures things out, despite the absolute lack of traction these tires have.
And he's taking it easy. I mean, he's going very slowly, which is very difficult to do. Wow, maybe this Corolla Cross will go a long ways.
Yeah, I'm impressed, dude. That's really good. For a little Corolla that's been just lifted slightly with street tires.
And he had a couple tires in the air.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, here he goes. No.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. Nice.
Wow.
You showed them a thing or two, didn't you? Who's a big car? Who's a big bad car? You are.
I brought the all-new vehicle, brand new, and I think this is the best. Why? It's traditional. It's a Pathfinder. It has a V6 engine that does not have any turbochargers or superchargers, just under 300 horsepower. It has a traditional all-wheel drive system. I have off-road modes, many of them. I have a 9-speed automatic, a traditional transmission, and best of all, look at this. I have really off-road ready tires. These are Toyo Open Country AT3 with a snowflake. The wheels look good, although this is not a real bead lock. And I have several skid plates, except they're not metal. I have a couple of furry skid plates in the front and a really big plastic one in the back.
What's a furry skid plate?
It's for the wilderness. I'll show you.
Did you run over a beaver?
Roman, I think this is used for like sound deadening, but this is, I mean, if I drop this on a rock, this probably won't protect me too much, but still it has aerodynamic effect and sound deadening effect. Inside, plenty of space. Let me start this up. And I know Land Rover, Range Rover, they started the whole computerized drive mode, traction control system thing, but Nissan has a lot of it built in as well. Hill descent, yes. Desert running, mud and ruts, snow, highway, economy mode, sport mode, towing mode. This will tow up to 6,000 pounds also. Yes, I have all the modes.
All right, Nathan, well, how'd you do that? How'd you get up there?
I used both feet.
Yeah.
So I did 2-footed a few times when I felt like I was losing some traction. And it does figure it out, but unlike my normal method of using a lot of momentum, I decided just to let the car carry me through, and it does figure it out, which is surprising considering how those tires are not meant for this.
My confidence is very high. I really think that I brought the right vehicle for this particular trail. Yes, I don't have humongous ground clearance. I don't have an amazing approach angle, but I do have tires. I do have a traditional automatic transmission. I have a nice V6, and I'm keeping my costs down. 45,000 plus factory warranty, plus everything else. It's just, I think I'm really brought the right vehicle here.
He's got by far the most off-road worthy tires.
His tires are awesome.
And let's face it, the tires are what it's all about.
Well, I think it has about an inch lift, roughly, between the tires and the suspension upgrade.
So let's see how it does.
I'm gonna try to take a very similar line to what Nathan took, and I'm gonna put it into mud and ruts mode.
Now I have taken the Pathfinder off-road, and it did really well actually.
Yeah, we took it off-road at the ranch as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they really did set it up quite well. It's just Andre's not doing great.
It's just open diffs, right?
Well, they're open, but they will break a tire that's spinning.
Yeah.
It'll figure it out. And he has modes. He should have an off-road mode that he's in. Good articulation, too, for something that's not a truck.
But you can tell when it gets like two wheels in the air, that's when, you know.
Yes, it's thinking, and it's climbing.
He didn't straddle that either. He went right into it.
Yeah, but those tires have a lot of bite.
Yeah, it's helping him, that's for sure. I bet you right about now Andre's talking about the towing. how well it tows.
It does have a hitch.
Andre, nobody cares.
And payload, no one cares. All right, so I'm driving a 2017 Range Rover, not the Range Rover Sport, but the fully caffeinated Range Rover. And when this was new, it cost, check this out, $110,000. With about 47,000 miles, we bought it for almost 60% less. In other words, $45,000. And this, I would wager, is the most off-road worthy vehicle here. Not only does it have a low range, but different off-road modes. It also has air suspension, underbody cladding, and really bad street tires, which we'll fix. But I know what you're thinking. Roman, you didn't pay a lot for this, but you're also going to spend a lot on reliability. Well, that's what we're going to find out over the next year. But for now, we'll see how it does from the factory with the long wheelbase and with the street tires. Now, back in 2017, there were a number of engine choices you could get, but this is the one you wanted. This is the 5-liter supercharged, 510 horsepower beast that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Don't need all the power out here, but love having it. Now, among all this wood, which by the way is real, you have this, which is what makes it such a special vehicle. Not only do you have different off-road modes, including snow, including mud and ruts, including sand, but you have an auto mode, so if you don't want to select it, you just put it in auto and the vehicle figures out what mode it should be in. More importantly, you have a low range, you have hill descent control, and check this out, you have air suspension, which gives this vehicle the ability to go off-road much more than you think would be possible in what is basically a luxurious vehicle that's meant to drive the Queen around in England. Sorry, I didn't mean the Queen, I meant the King. But if you look underneath, you'll be surprised that this vehicle actually has a giant skid plate to cover up all the important bits so that when you are going rock crawling, yes, rock crawling and long wheelbase Range Rover probably don't go together, but in fact they do, because this thing is fully protected underneath to keep everything from getting, well, punctured. All right, here we go, Range Rover. I'm betting the guys are saying, hey, let's watch this Range Rover explode. Now,
Are you out of gas yet?
No, I'm not out of gas yet. This actually gets 24 mpg in real life. That's what I'm getting. Pretty amazing, huh?
Mine gets 20 more than that.
Mine gets 27.
Yeah.
All right, well, you got me there. Now, you know, when this first came out, I went on the program and actually I took it off-road, and it's pretty amazing how good off-road this is. Now, I'm saying that knowing full well that this may end up, you know, falling on its face. So I hope that that experience I had was not because of some Range Rover trickery. But guys, I do have off-road modes, and I do have a locking center diff, and I'm the only one with low range. And I would wager to guess the one with the most ground clearance as well. Best approach, best departure angle. I mean, you know, it should be rock solid.
Should be.
Yada yada.
Yeah, seriously.
And what can happen with the 22s is you can pinch a sidewall, which you've done, of course, with Tommy and the Defender. And of course, you can also scrub a wheel pretty easily. But this thing so far is not struggling whatsoever.
Well, it hasn't broken down yet.
Okay.
I'll give it.
Well, hopefully she takes the hardest line possible, which is kind of, I think he's on it.
Yeah, he is taking the hard line. I'll give him credit on that. I did my best to straddle everything.
Wait, not a single slip?
Not yet, not yet. Hold on. Give it. Wait. We'll wait for it. Wait. Here we go.
Doesn't that thing weigh like 1,000,000 pounds?
It does weigh a lot. I heard he broke a little bit tinier. Just tiny. Yeah.
Oh wow, he popped the wheel just a little bit.
And I think, you know, if we put on some off-road tires, go down maybe the 20s, that's about as small as we can go on this car. This thing should be pretty unstoppable off-road, and in some ways maybe even the ultimate overlander, because it's got that long wheelbase, so it's got a boat ton of room in
Get on the
here.
ground to make sure nothing fell off.
You mean like Andre's furry skid plate?
Well, you're not going to live that down, are you? Unbelievable. I'm sorry. When we get the car articulated, we're going to have a look at that really, really close, okay? I don't think it's furry.
Okay. Hey, here's a little TFL PSA. Nathan, you've been shooting your whole life.
My entire life, yeah.
What do you think of this?
It's utter BS. Guys, you can bust your stuff. If you can bring it up here, then you can certainly pick it up and take it home.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this wrecks it for all of us, right? I mean, come on, guys. It's not that hard, really. It's not. And, you know, we love to shoot as much as you do, but, you know, they're going to close this.
Yeah, thanks to this, you guys are going to close it. So for those of you out there who come to this area to shoot, hey, maybe think about taking your stuff your shells. Take them out of here. And your trash.
Look at all these cartridges, man.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? Maybe next time we'll bring a truck up here
And I get a shovel.
and a shovel, and we'll do it. Why not? Let's do some. Let's do
Let's
some.
do a
good.
little bit, but yeah.
Let's do some good. Yeah, I think we do that. All right, here we go, boys. Nathan, I gotta say, I'm impressed by that Corolla Cross. It ain't no 4Runner, but man, it's doing okay.
Yeah, you just have to use kid gloves, and I don't have them.
Oh, come on, Nathan. You're getting much milder and much more delicate in your old age. And if any car, shouldn't be out here, it's that Corolla Cross, and yet... Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. It'll figure it out. It's figuring it out. Roman, did you bring our chains and tow straps? No, I brought a hat and gloves though.
It worked.
Okay, now you're stuck, Andre. Yes, I'm moving. I'm moving.
Car figuring it out.
I'm moving. I'm all good. Nathan, take us to the Rubicon.
Don't let them be mean to you. You did good. You are burly. You're a 4Runner. Just little tiny tires.
By the way, guys, I have a rack on top of my vehicle that's capable of holding 200 pounds.
Nice rack.
Wait, so you're saying that...
If I put a rooftop tent on there, neither myself, you, or Nathan could actually use it?
I'm not saying that. I think it's for dynamic load. Yeah, dynamic.
Because, I way over that. Now, people might be thinking to themselves, this looks like a dirt road, but I promise you, on video it may look like a dirt road, but it's not.
Well, I'm consistently like hanging two wheels in the air, left front and right rear, or vice versa. I don't have a lot of articulation, but my computer is trying to figure it out.
Yeah, this is harder than our crossover Andre's pit test area, because obviously there's just a lot more natural... Oh, you're stuck again, Andre. Like I was saying, a lot more natural obstacles.
You got stuck, Roman? You want me to come down and pull you out?
Yeah, come down and pull me out. That would be something, huh? How about you, Nathan? Would you take this off-road if you weren't testing it?
Yeah, yes, I would take the Range Rover off-road, and I would definitely play with it, as opposed to this poor little thing. And this, by the way, this car, it's a big car. It's a mean RAV4 4Runner hybrid. That's what it is. That's what I've been telling it, and it's happy.
All right, boys, if you had $45,000, would you get the potentially disastrous money pit, but probably the most off-road worthy Range Rover? Would you get the, let's call it, cosmetically altered Pathfinder to make it look like an off-roader, but not really? Or would you save money and gas and get the Corolla Cross?
I have an answer. Pathfinder all the way. It's more than cosmetics, Roman. It's tires, it's drive modes, there's a lot going on there.
How about you, Nathan?
I like the Pathfinder too, to be honest with you. I mean, I really do. I mean, look, the Toyota's great for the street and maybe light snow, but obviously not for off-roading. And I wouldn't touch your vehicle with a 10-foot pole.
I'm going to roll the dice and say, we bought it. Get the Range Rover and see if indeed it is the money pit that all of you guys think it is. So, come back next year when we figure that out. As always, this is Roman.
And Andre.
And Nathan, just saying, guys.